Halloween is meant to be fun, but for neurodiverse and differently abled kids, it can sometimes feel a little overwhelming. From bright lights to itchy costumes, not everything about the holiday is a treat. Today, we're talking about how to make Halloween more inclusive so everyone can enjoy the spooky season. Let's welcome Gabriela Salcido and Executive Director Emily Laura with the Roman Empire Agency, who provides services for the developmentally disabled. Hello, ladies. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having us here.
Yes. Okay, so Gabriela, I wanted to start with you. If you can explain what sensory processing disorders are.
Yes, it is a condition that doesn't allow the brain to process sensory information such as like taste, loud noises, even textures. So that's what it is.
And then
in
Emily,
a shortcut.
yeah. And Emily, how does this play a part into Halloween? What challenges might sensory sensitive kids face on Halloween night, and what should parents watch out for?
Yeah, absolutely. So, bright lights, loud noises, unfamiliar faces and masks, things like that, unfamiliar environments. Just being aware of that, and those are some of the troubles that, some of our kiddos experience.
Yeah, it's definitely a different experience, so kind of making sure you troubleshoot that in advance. What can parents really do to make Halloween more fun for kids with sensory issues?
Yeah. So social stories are great. Reading these stories and giving them these, ideas of how to react to new situations. That's a big one. What we call priming, it's also warning, letting them know what's to come. Hey, next week we're going to do this. Okay, in a couple days we're going to do this. And then also offering them choices, having them part of the process and the decision making. That's really important because it makes them feel like they're part of that process.
Yeah, I like the idea of just the open communication, days in advance, maybe even weeks in advance, just so they can kind of be prepared for it.
Yeah.
Gabriela, how about the neighbors and other adults? How can they help create maybe a more welcoming Halloween experience?
Yeah, if you have a child with a disability, it's kind of good to go around the neighborhood and let them know so that they can be a little bit sensitive to their child. Maybe not having, very loud, props in there, or just, flashing lights that could bother them. Maybe if some neighbors are willing, they can put like a sign that it's like sensory adapted for children with autism. I think that would really be helpful.
Yeah, that way you make it an enjoyable experience for everybody.
Yes.
What can other maybe kids do to make sure their friends, their peers are okay and they feel included?
I think the biggest thing is patience. Being patient with your friends. If you see that they're needing help, try to help them, give them encouragement. And then if you feel that you can't or the kids can't help them, go to an adult.
Yeah, I like that. Emily, are there some fun alternative ways to celebrate Halloween for kids who may not enjoy the traditional trick-or-treating?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do game nights, you can do craft nights, art, things like that, and then even a Halloween movie night. They don't have to always do the typical trick-or-treating.
Yes, there's lots of options out there. And then, Gabriela, what are some maybe easy ways schools or even community events can make Halloween more sensory friendly?
Yes, a lot of the schools, they do trunk or treat, which is, I think it's a really great idea. Some of the parents even take their children to shopping malls. It'll be great if some of the shopping malls would have a sensory designated area where the kids can just kind of take a little break. That would be really helpful for sure.
I feel like these are all simple fixes that everyone can just help out with.
Yes.
Any last tips for families to create a memorable Halloween experience for everyone?
Well, it's a great thing for the parents to take pictures of their children so they can share that with them afterwards.
Yeah.
And just knowing their kids, knowing if they have triggers, knowing, how they do in certain situations. It's really just that awareness and, bringing that to friends and families and their communities.
Yeah. Gabriela and Emily, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Of course. To our viewers, get more info on advocating for yourself or someone else with a developmental disability by heading to RomanEmpireAgency.com.